highfalutin, lazy, or foo-foo America gets, we will never stop hunting and fishing. This is the Hunting Quest. Hunting Quest. We take 1 hour of every week and talk about our favorite things in the world, hunting and fishing. You'll get tips and help on the fishing environment locally in the DMV area. Plus, we're going to have fun along the way. This is the Hunting Quest. And now your host, Mike Tippin.
All right. There we go.
I see that you've made it there, Benny.
I've made it, finally. Yeah, I was a little late getting to the party tonight. One of our guys in our office was PCSing, so we had a little going away party, and turned out a little more crazy than I anticipated.
All right, so you got to tell people that some people understand what PCSing is, some people don't. But so from a PCS perspective, that means somebody's leaving where they're at.
Yeah, so it's a permanent change of station. One of the guys I work with here is moving out to Colorado, so hopefully see him again someday soon. Most likely, probably not, but good to go out and have a drink with him and wish him farewell and good luck with the rest of his career and all that and the other.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So now we get the opportunity to talk to Ben and Jared from SHINDEEP, and I'm super excited about this one.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah. So a couple of other veterans over here. Well, active duty and veterans, but we've kind of excited about it because they are just the same as us, Air Force and Navy. So, fellas, welcome. We appreciate y'all coming on.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, y'all.
Yeah. Now y'all are out of Texas, right?
Yeah, Abilene, Texas, Abilene area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I live about an hour from Abilene, but the closest town is Abilene.
Fair enough.
There's a whole bunch of nothing out here. There's an airport in Abilene, so it's a town.
That's how you know we made it.
Yeah, airport.
I like that.
Yeah.
But so y'all run this. I saw the name of your outfitter, and I'm like, this is awesome. I absolutely love the name SHINDEEP Outfitters. And so, and y'all reached out to us, and I can't say enough good about that. But man, that was super cool that y'all are on. We get to talk to you, especially from Texas, and what is it? Everything's bigger in Texas, right? That's
even the birds.
Even the birds. Hell yeah.
So anyway, but thanks for coming on, and I see back. We were talking a little bit earlier, and that mallard back there in the back behind you. How much did you say that thing weighed?
14.5 to 15 pounds.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah,
No way.
That was a late season bird, like 2 weeks left in the season, and
my God!
Curled. I'll show y'all later.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's awesome.
Proud of that thing.
Well, that's a stud for sure. It's cool to see that, but
that is one of the biggest talking points in my living room when it comes in.
I like that. That means you're bringing the right people in. So,
Absolutely.
So y'all run this outfitter, and we talked a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your outfit. Tell us about what you're guiding for, and things like that.
Yeah.
All right. So SHINDEEP Outfitters is the name, kind of finally named this year, end of last year.
Okay.
I did it unnamed for a while, just for a bunch of military guys. And I had someone come up to me at work and said, you should probably open your own guide service. And I was like, I don't even know what to call it. I don't know. I really can't even think of it. My buddy called me, and he called me drunk out of Mississippi one night on leave, and he said, let's call it SHINDEEP Outfitters. And I was like, okay, I guess it's stuck.
I like it. I like it a lot.
But and I tell everybody, they said, well, what's the meaning behind it, right? We went from waist deep water one year to like shin deep water. It was just a drought. Everything was just a drought in Texas. I was like, we're gonna stick with it.
I like it, man. I do. I think it's really cool.
And I mean, we started just duck and dove, and this year we kind of introduced crane, and it took off. That's all anybody wants to do. Like, our calendars are full, almost full. We got a couple open dates still, and it's more crane than duck. I think we have 2 duck hunts out of something like 40 hunts already booked.
Yeah, and even those 2 duck hunts are like combo crane and duck. I don't think there's anybody that just wants duck.
There's not.
Well, you know why, right?
Yes, for sure.
I mean, let's be honest, and I guarantee you, Benny, what are sandhill cranes?
All I'm gonna say is I know the reason that I'm going to Canada in October, and I'm really hoping that I'm not going too late. And I know I probably am, but I'm really hoping to shoot some of those ribeye out of the skies.
There you go.
I'll be on the move in October for sure. But you eat coot, so I don't know.
Hey, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
What?
I know I tear up some coot. I got a buddy that likes to feed him to his dog, and
well, I guarantee you, the sandhill crane's gonna be better than coot for sure.
I guarantee it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know somebody gives me one of them Jeb's chokes and a couple TSS rounds. Yeah, I'm gonna let them have it on that coot. But yeah, those sandhill cranes, yeah, they're gonna be a little bit bigger prize.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My question is, how are you going to go without a passport?
Hey, I'll have you know, my passport was approved today. I'm waiting on the shipment. So we're getting closer. Yeah. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know what's sad? We talked about this earlier on a different podcast. When I found out that I'm going up to Canada to duck and goose and hopefully crane hunt, I went and I was, let me, my wife actually, kind of said, hey, you need to check your passport. Dude, it expired in 2020.
Oh, yeah, they expired.
Yeah. I was sitting there and I'm like, this was, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. So, I looked at it. If everything goes right, I should get my passport the week before we leave to go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's kind of close. That's kind of close. At least there's a chance.
Oh, God.
At least there is a window. At least,
Yeah.
Yeah, because we listened to the episode before when you were talking about that, like, oh, man, like that would be heartbreaking to get so close to going and, like, a passport issue stops you. That would suck.
Dude, I'm, worst case scenario, I'll hide in the truck. And he drive us through.
Yeah,
we'll smuggy Mikey across the border. We'll be all right.
Yeah, you might have to hop a train, man.
I'm good with that too.
Did that once to get into Canada. They hopped a train.
Oh, Jesus!
It's a lot of gear to ride a train with.
No, he's got to take it.
Yeah. And so yeah, we're it's gonna be fun, but I think it'll work out. I mean, mine's a renewal, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I'm still chewing on those fingernails, hoping that it shows up. So.
Yeah, be nervous until you have it in your hand. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess if you don't go up there, just come down here.
I say I'm totally fine with going to Texas too. I'll be all right with that.
Oh man, and what's funny is all the places I've ever hunted, I've never hunted in Texas, not once.
It's different.
That's what everybody says.
I think it's different. I haven't hunted anywhere else. Texas is the only place I've ever hunted, but I've been a lot of places, and Texas is just the terrain and the wilderness and stuff like that. It's its own animal for sure.
Y'all are like 7 states combined, though. So I mean, it's like hunting in 7 different states.
Yeah.
I grew up duck hunting in California when you can only duck hunt Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Woof.
What?
Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's brutal.
I had no idea.
And it was a lottery. So like for the reservoirs that we would have to hunt, like we would hunt resies, and like you would have to put in for a lottery. You'd show up that morning and they'd pick like 10 groups, and there'd be like 50 guys out there, and the group was like 4 people.
Oh, good Lord.
So you couldn't even, like, you'd have to wait till one group came off to get onto another spot.
Dude, that's crazy.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that sounds miserable.
That's
God.
the true definition of boat ramp hobo.
Yeah.
Just hanging out waiting for you done. Can I go? Okay, thank you.
Y'all need to hurry it up.
Yeah.
You're shooting my birds over there.
Y'all look like y'all doing more missing than shooting.
Get out of the wine.
Oh my goodness.
That's it. Out of there.
So I gotta ask, what's the duck hunting like there? I mean, is it decent or?
Yeah, it's decent.
Well, I was just saying, Texas it's big, like you were saying. So like we almost kind of have two flyways. We have East Texas that's kind of in the Mississippi flyway, but we're smack dab right in the central flyway. So it's kind of wild. You could get some birds crossing over and stuff like that. I feel like the variety that we see out here is probably a lot more diverse than a lot of places. I feel like ducks end up here because they're lost. They're like, oh, where am I? Like, there's nowhere to go. So like, we accidentally get ducks. I shot a goldeneye last year, and I'd never seen a goldeneye out here ever. They just he shot a cinnamon. Like it's I don't know,
That's
just show up.
flyway.
Oh my God,
right?
that's
like,
awesome.
Kind of show up like somebody shot one of those Brazilian ring teals last year. They're in teal opener. Like the Texas Parks and Wildlife were talking about it. That thing was awesome. Like
Wow.
If that doesn't get you out and make you want to get in the duck blinds, just seeing like I every morning I go, ooh, I hope I get to see something like that.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
So yeah, it's real diverse. Like it's hard to say like we're going to shoot mallards today because some day might not be a mallard day. Today might be a widgeon day, or especially late season, there could be like a lot of divers. That's kind of what I come across. January, like you're shooting a lot of divers, canvasbacks and redheads and stuff like that. So it's cool. You get to see a lot of different stuff.
But then, like I showed you, I got a couple videos on our social media of like one of our dry fields. One day it was like 40 widgeon, and like the day before that was like 200 mallard.
Oh my God.
Same field,
Awesome.
Same spot and everything.
I say that's one question I have. Are you guys mostly hunting fields, or are you hunting water, whether it be cattle ponds or big water or whatever it is? Are you hunting over water, or are you hunting dry fields?
A lot of everything.
Okay,
For
fair enough.
in fields, definitely in like the wheat fields. For grains. I would love to be able to shoot more field ducks and field geese, just dry land like that.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, that's badass shit.
But most of my hunts are on like cattle tanks.
Okay.
Cattle ponds. We call them tanks. Ponds are tanks. And tanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hunt a lot of those. And then there's some lakes out here, some bigger water that like public areas that we'll go out onto. So
We just walked down a 4-acre lake.
oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
And 42,000 acres north of here.
Nice. Yeah.
I say,
it's
talking
kinda
to
wild
you
how he's
guys.
rolling in, like he's doing all the networking and getting together with the landowners. So I get a text message every day about different properties and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
It's kind of weird, right? Like, you would have never expected it, and then, because you'll go out on a guide trip and be like, oh, yeah. And then once you learn the back story of it and, like, all the back work, behind the curtain work,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
going on.
I say what you guys are doing is cool as hell. When I was, talking to whoever it was, messaged me on Facebook.
You were talking to me.
Right on. I'm an Intel guy, so I was down at Goodfellow for a while, which is an hour and a half south of you guys, maybe that far, not even that far. And I was there. I was there November through February. And just that area, I never even thought about duck hunting it. Like, it wasn't even a thought in my mind. And then seeing what you guys are doing out there in those, those little cattle ponds and those dry fields, it is awesome.
Thank you. I agree.
Seeing that stuff, it blew my mind. Like, that area of Texas was like, I'm not going to duck hunt here. Like, I grew up duck hunting.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
Flooded
Dude,
cornfields
dry
in
desert,
Missouri. And then you see what you guys are doing, and it is amazing stuff. It's
You go through a
badass.
set of waders a year, though.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
The mesquite and the cockleburs and all sorts of crazy. Everything wants to rip you up.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of. It's pretty wild. Like when I first moved out, I'm not originally from here. I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay.
I married a beautiful woman whose father owns a large cattle ranch, and my cousin was out. We were on a hog hunt, and he saw this big giant tank, and he was like, "Dang, dude, you got to go shoot those ducks." And I never even really thought of, like you said, like I never thought of duck hunting in Texas or whatever. And I got my stamp and went out there and shot a widget, and I've been hooked ever since. But it's kind of because like the droughts and the dry area concentrate the birds to the little holes.
Yeah.
You know, so they got to pass through. They're trying to get down. They're trying to get to get as far south as they can. They got to come through here. So we just knock them out.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's insane.
I told you when I shot that cinnamon dude, I chased him right into a cactus.
Yeah.
I had to climb in it to get him, but I got him.
Yeah, I said I don't doubt it. I'd have dove head first for a cinny.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
badass.
that's awesome though.
That's badass.
That's a wild story. That cinnamon story is a wild story.
Well, I'd like to hear
I
it.
said I'd love to hear it. I've never seen a cinny. I'd love to hear it.
Okay, you're twisting my arm here. We were shooting a farm tank, I guess, not more than 25 minutes from the house. The sun had just come up, and two birds come in, and I was like, "Oh, it's teal." So we shoot one. I shoot one. The guy that I was with missed, just whiffed him. So it was a green wing, and he came in. I hit him, and stoned him. And then the next set of birds come in. A couple pintails come in. A couple other things we're shooting. I'm finally letting the dude that I took out. I was like, "You shoot him. I'm just gonna sit these one out." And next one comes in, and it's still kind of really low light. I don't really know what's coming in. And there's a big bird and a small bird. And I told him, I said, "You take the big bird, I'll take the small bird." And I ended up shooting the small bird, and then he whiffed the big bird. So I turned around and shot it. It's a gadwall. Gadwall hits the water, and then all of a sudden the small bird hits the water, and I was like, "Did I kill it?" And I'll walk up to it, and it takes off running. And it ran probably 150 yards from me, and I'm chasing it. No dog at this time. And I'm chasing this thing and chasing it on foot. And I'm like, I don't even know what this thing is. I can hear it moving. And finally, I see it, and it's a cinnamon. And I was like, I cannot let this thing go.
That was a good feeling. That must have been a really good feeling.
No, I lost it at one point.
I'd be losing my
I
mind.
lost
I'd
it
have
at one
cried.
point. I was pulling my hair out. I was sitting there. My buddy's like, "We got birds flying in, and you're sitting here looking for a bird." And I was like, "I can't let this bird go."
Yeah, get the bird.
And get the bird. I'm looking, and finally I'm walking, and I walk by this cactus, and I hear a wing flutter. And there it is.
Jump on it like a football.
Yeah, stuck my whole arm in the cactus, grabbed them, and brought them out. And then probably about 2 to 3 birds later was a blue wing. And
That's an awesome day.
teal trifecta that day. Got it
And that was
mounted.
early regular. That was big duck season.
Yeah, it was big duck season, dude.
So the cinnamon was with a gadwall.
Yeah, just hanging.
Okay.
They like he got
I'll shoot every gadwall.
he got exiled from like all the other teal, dude.
Yeah. Push them off with a gadwall. Get out of here.
Yeah, you go hang out with that.
See, that's the other thing.
They
Like
smell like farts.
Texas is probably one of the only places in the country that you could do that.
Yeah,
Like just the way that your flyways work, that's probably one of the only places you could shoot the trifecta in a single day.
yeah. And best believe I did not go home. I went straight to my taxidermist.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't even go in the freezer. Just straight to the
Yeah,
taxi.
I called him. I called him and I said, "Jim, you'll never guess what I shot." He said, "What is it?" I was like, "Are you home?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "On the way." And he said, "I was like, I'll be there in about 2 minutes."
Red, blue, and green.
All right, so we like to give us shout outs to good taxidermists. I'm guessing you got a good taxidermist.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Jim Allen in Clyde, Texas. That man does Great work.
Yeah.
He keeps talking about, he's been telling me for the last 4 years, I'm going to retire, I'm going to retire. Never has.
It's going to be a bad day when he actually does it, though, huh?
Yeah, he came up to me 2 years ago and said, "You want to take over my business?"
Well, that's good because I'm going to have to use him because I've never found a good taxidermist.
Jim Allen. He's the one that did my mount, dude.
Yeah, that's who I'm going to use next year.
I got a wood duck in the freezer I need to take to him, but I just haven't taken it.
Yeah, I got a guy. I've talked about him, Wyatt, and we ran into some other folks at when I was down at NWTF, and this guy had a full mount sandhill crane, and it was probably one of the coolest full mounts I had ever seen in my life. And I saw that, and I'm like, I was just walking by, and I made it about 4 steps past, and I was like, it registered.
Yeah. What was that?
Wait a second. And I go back, and I'm like, holy Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing was huge.
Jim did my buddy's pintail, and he did my other buddy's, and he sent him to California
He did
for
a
him.
full body sandhill?
Yeah,
That's
and he
cool.
sent him to California for him.
That's
very
awesome.
cool. I'd like to get a crane done. They're so big. You would need somewhere in your house that was specific. You would need a specific corner for the crane.
I want him like, if I ever do one, I want a full body, but I want one leg up like a butler.
Yeah, okay.
Like 2 on it.
Yeah.
That's a snack tray.
Some
Top
cheese
hat.
box in there.
Top hat, bow tie.
I think that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Like for
Sure, yeah, yeah. Yep.
So obviously we talk about hunting ducks and all of that, and y'all guide for them. Y'all fish at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see with the fishing that I do. I'm not like super proud. It's like bass and catfish, but nothing crazy, you know. It's awesome here in August when the river runs dry and there's just little pockets of catfish, and you just sit there and just slay them all day. It's awesome. I love it.
They ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, like if they're hitting, I'll be out there fishing. But if they're not hitting, I don't have the patience. Not like I do for ducks. I'll sit there all day waiting on a duck. But for fishing, I mean,
Not so much. Huh?
nothing against it. I don't have the patience.
So, you know, what do they call it? Like the big bass lake in Texas, OHIV.
Yeah.
They're catching like 17 pounders out there.
Yeah.
That's 45 minutes down the road from here.
Whew.
Fellas,
Yeah.
are you not there all
I've
day?
been there.
every day?
I've been there.
Because it's like 135 degrees outside. I ain't going. Not at all. Yeah, man. It's
I held Lake Record here in Abilene for bass 2 years ago for maybe 3 weeks.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
Almost
First of all,
12,
congratulations. That's awesome.
yeah.
almost 12 pounds.
And that was 3 weeks.
Yes, because the dude that I actually had that weighed it, because my scale didn't have a battery in it. We were fishing a tournament. So, of course, we win that tournament for big bass. Well, 3 weeks later on the Wednesday night tournament, he goes right back to the same spot where he saw me and caught her.
It was like a couple ounces heavier.
Yeah. She was like 4
Wow.
ounces heavier.
Woo.
That's kind of a jerk thing
That's
to do.
dirty.
Yeah, that is kind of a jerk thing.
That's
dude.
dirty.
He didn't put weights in his belly.
No, he said when he caught her, she had a bluegill in the mouth too. So.
Yeah.
But I've
You know-
done that here too.
I didn't realize this until I kind of got into fishing. I don't fish tournaments or anything like that, or freshwater tournaments or anything, but I didn't realize that if you're in, you know, a sponsored, you know, bass tournament, whether it's amateur or pro, they give those folks lie detector tests.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Polygraph.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they'd be putting fish
Yeah.
and dog kennels.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, that happened. I'm sure y'all know about that. Like
Oh, yeah.
in Ohio, that happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, like the whole fishing community. Like I don't even fish that much, but I watched that video and I was like, that guy's a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Can't
you're
get
sitting there and
it.
I'm like, dude, man, that's not even okay. I mean, not
No.
at any level is it okay.
Well, he
No.
killed that fish.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that was a stud fish,
Yeah.
and they killed
He
it.
would,
I'm like, man,
he would have done well anyway. Even if he didn't
Yeah.
cheat, he would have done well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheating doesn't pay.
no.
No.
And
I wish I
It
could
actually-
cheat to shoot more duck bands. How do we figure that out?
Just
That's
make
all.
your own.
Yeah. Just raise some ducks, mallards, and just like shoo them out there. And
Yeah, shoot.
bang, bang. Get that video.
My buddy did that. Not
Yeah.
He didn't raise them, but he went out with an outfitter up in Wichita Falls, Oklahoma, and he came back and he was like, "Dude, I shot a band," and I was like, "I gotta see this. Like, let me see this band." And he hands it to me. I look at it, and it has the outfitter's name on it.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah. So he was like, so I'm guessing what they did is like when the outfitter, like when the guy ran out there to go get the bird, he like banded it real quick on the leg and was like, "Look, man, you shot a band."
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
What's wrong with people?
I know my favorite band that I've ever seen. One of our good buddies, Travis, shot it. It was a wood duck he shot down in the creek, and the story goes he went out and got it, picked it up, and it's banded, and he's looking at it, and it wasn't a U.S. Whatever they are, U.S. Fish and Wildlife band. All it has on it is numbers. It's just like 136, like it's a farm-raised duck, like it was somebody's pet that got loose out of their yard and flew down to the creek, and
Yeah.
he drilled it.
It counts. It's still going.
Hell
on the
yeah,
way.
it does. It's on his lanyard. It's on his call lanyard. It's my favorite band on his lanyard. It's
Yeah.
badass. How many people do you know that have a band from one of
Yeah,
their?
you shot my pet, you dick.
I say I don't know whose pet wood duck that is, but he ain't coming home
He
tonight.
ain't coming home this time.
Yeah.
His duck buzz is definitely gonna be missing Woody.
There you go. And so I guess obviously you fish, and it sounds, I like to fish. It's what I do between hunting season. It's
Yeah.
what passes the
That's
time.
man, it's a long time between hunting seasons.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
I tell folks are like, I have a day job, and everybody asks me, it's like, so what are you hunting for? Like, dude, it's July. I'm not hunting for anything.
Yeah,
I get that. I get that at least weekly.
Yeah,
People come up to me, "Shoot anything this week?" I'm like,
dude.
Man.
"What do you expect? You
Yeah.
want me to go out every night and go shoot a jackrabbit?"
Yeah,
Down here, you could shoot pigs. There are people that are
Right, yeah.
interested, like, you could do that, but the kind of what we were talking about earlier, like I don't want to shoot something that I'm not going to eat. And with it being 100 and something degree, like I'm not going to shoot it and process it. And a lot of people down here like to just shoot them and let them lay, but that's not my deal. I don't really like to do
Yeah,
that.
no.
So
I grew up poor, man. I can't let it sit.
Yeah, there's so like every aspect of it doesn't sit right in my heart. I just don't like. Yeah, I just don't like it. We trap them and sell them, and that's money. So I don't want to just shoot money and let it lay.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm,
For sure.
so
Now, I've heard tell, I've again never hunted in Texas. I've heard tell about some of y'all's hogs down there, your wild pigs. Is it everything that they say it is?
And more.
like, what do they say?
Dude.
There's a lot of them and they're big. That's
Yeah.
very true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
The first year that we trapped, we hauled 18,000. What was it? 18,000 pounds.
3 tons.
No, because we were pulling like a ton a day. A day. Yeah, like because whenever we moved out to the ranch, nobody was doing any management at all, and they had just harvested a bunch of hay, and there was a wall of hay bales, and you would go out there at night, and it looked like a piggy hotel. Their eyes would just be there. If you hit them with a spotlight, just
Oh my
eyes
God.
everywhere. And we were making a lot of money off trapping these pigs, dude. Like we were making a killing off of it. So they are a lot. And they breed and they reproduce really, really fast.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Nah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they taste good. Carnitas, you can make some excellent carnitas with a wild hog. Like that's my favorite dish that we do with it, and it's excellent.
But don't eat the fat.
No.
Clean that fat off.
I will not eat a pig. I won't even shoot a pig if it's over 100 pounds.
No, you're right. Yeah. 80 pounds south.
Yeah.
That's what you
That's the
want.
money maker right there.
Yeah.
So in Alabama, it's piglets, the sow and the piglets.
Yep, same here.
That's what I'm after. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to get a big old cutter, big old hog out there, and he's got these big old cutters and all that stuff. But I ain't eating him. I mean,
No.
I might pull his back straps out if I
Maybe.
can't let it go to waste. But
Yeah, it smells terrible. That pissy smell.
yeah, it's horrible.
I ever tell you the time we had pigs run through our blind while we were San Hill crane hunting?
No.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah. So one of our spots, like no joke, 10 yards from us to the left of us, there was like 15 pigs that just came barreling through the field.
Oh my god.
And my buddy got up and tried to chase it.
Yeah,
Ran after it.
Yeah. And then he finally chased him for a long while and he got lost. Ran up on like a 250-pound male.
Yeah.
No.
And he was like, the only thing I could do, dude, was take one warning shot with a shotgun to try to scare it off.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you think a shotgun to do to that thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it ain't doing
You're out
nothing.
there duck hunting or whatever, you got number 2 steals, and you got a big giant boar roll up on you, you're in trouble, man. Like,
Right.
you blast them in the
It
face, it's not
bounces
going to
off
do
the head.
anything to him.
I say you blast it in the face, all you're gonna do is piss him off.
Yeah, he's just going to come towards you at that point. He's
Right.
going to run straight forward.
At that point, he just fired a shot in the air.
Yeah,
That's all he could
try to
do.
get him to run, yeah.
You got to hear that story from him, though. Like, he knows all the details.
Yeah, they'll show up and ruin stuff. I had a turkey that I was messing with last year. I was talking to this thing for like 3 hours. My daughter was taking her nap at home, and I knew it was about time. I should probably start packing it up, but I was talking to this turkey, and it was talk back to me, but it didn't want to come out. It didn't want to come out of the woods. I'm waiting for it, and it'll talk or whatever, and then it wasn't really where I was hearing the sound. It was to the left, a little ways or whatever, but I saw something rustling around, and it was pigs. I'm not going to go, like, drag the story out of it, but it was pigs, and it pissed me off enough I packed up and left. Yeah, they'll show up.
They'll ruin it, though.
They will, because the turkey doesn't want to, and that might have been why the turkey didn't come out.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You're like, I'm not messing with that thing. This thing is nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, like, in Alabama, you just get out there and, I mean, you'll have deer in a food plot and here come the pigs and they'll just run them right off.
Yeah.
And they'll destroy the food plot in a second.
Oh, they'll tear it up.
Just destroy the whole
They'll
thing.
knock over the feeder
They'll knock
and
the feeder over. Yeah, you got to T-post them in the ground, so they'll knock the feeders over. They're just jerks.
They get in there and rut the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Man.
They knocked our fuel tanks over. Like, we have, like, out on the ranch, we have, like, the big giant, like, tanks with diesel, red diesel and gas or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're just rooting around because they like red diesel a lot. So they're rooting around there, rooted it up enough to where the whole tanks fell down like dominoes. These giant fuel tanks. They're destructive.
Yeah.
I wish they would put a bounty on them. I wish the state would pay, because they talk about how they want to get rid of them so bad, but they don't actually offer an incentive. If you want to get rid of the pigs, you can get rid of the pigs. Pay people to do it, and they'll do it.
Yeah. Well, and
Out there every night.
well, and that's the thing is that some of the landowners, during deer season, don't want you messing with them. If you're,
Right.
if like you guys, you're outfitters, right?
Mhm.
And if you're guiding deer, and you got pig hunters that came through there and messed up your whole that stand or whatever, that's hard. That's a hard balance. But I think you're right. If you offered a bounty on these pigs, I think you'd see a significant drop at least. I don't know if you'd ever get them all.
Yeah.
You definitely put a dent in them.
I don't think you will get rid of them all because, like you said, the landowners, they don't want you making a commotion shooting at the pigs because it's going to chase the deer off. But
Right.
when it's not deer season, these landowners with the high fences are just flooding their property with pigs to sell pig hunts in the off season,
Oh yeah.
So they don't really want the pigs all the way gone. They just don't want to mess their stuff up, and they want to make money shooting them. So it's like can't cry, oh, woe with me, but you also, you know.
Yeah.
Charge $1,000 to come fly around
Totally.
in a razor
Yeah.
and whack pigs all night.
Well,
Yeah.
and that kind of goes to the same thing is you're kind of, I don't know, like you can make money off of pigs. You know, 5 years ago, you couldn't make money off of pig. Well, I'd say a little longer than that. You know, you'd have all these wild pigs that are out there and you didn't have anything to do with them. You know, you didn't have a place to bring them. You didn't have people that would process them. Unless you did it yourself, nobody wanted them.
Yeah.
And I think there's enough places that have realized there's that it's in, I don't want to say they've incentivized it, but there's people that'll buy it from you.
Yeah. There's a market.
There's a market.
There is a market.
So having that market available, I think that'll help.
I will tell you that our pig hunts are the cheapest because I can get so many people all the time.
So you guide for pigs?
We've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Like I said, the last one we did, we had pigs at about 150 yards, and the 6 guys that were with me missed every
Oh my God.
Well, I can tell you, I have had a multitude of people who want to go shoot a pig. So
I don't. The thing is, I've done it so much, I don't understand why people want to do it.
Yeah, it's not.
Because
It's
right
just,
here.
It's that bucket list.
Right
They just
here.
wanna do it,
I'll come down.
you know?
it's not something available.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at it from like, you know, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, a little bit of Georgia and South Carolina, you know, and Florida. That's it. You know, that's where you're going to get pigs and you're going to be able to shoot them. But it's just not something that, you know, it's a lot of people ask for it. I mean, I can't tell you how many people say, hey, you know anybody who guide for pigs? Like,
No, dude,
I think
no.
I think a big part of it, at least for
we really
me,
try
like,
to do it.
and what I see is you know, that style of hunting, when you're hunting hogs, it's Wild West, man. You know, you see these outfitters, they're running in razors and, you know, ARs and, you know, whatever you want to use. You know, you see YouTube videos of guys shooting with cannons, like all kinds of crazy, you know, it's whatever you want to use. There's no laws to it. There's no limit to it. There's
you don't even need a hunting license.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You know, duck hunting, you got to use, hey, this shot are bigger, or this shot are smaller, or, you know, you got to use steel shot, or, you know, whatever the case is, whatever the, you know, whatever. Hogs is like, hey, we want them dead.
Yeah.
We don't want them tearing up
Clean 'em
our
up.
field. Come out and take care of them.
Well, I think Uncle Teddy did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent really
Yes.
kind of started that, you know, and
Well, that dude, he trapped a bunch of them down in Texas and brought them to Michigan, and now they're out of control in Michigan
Yep.
yeah.
because he wanted to. Like, I understand wanting to hunt and have something to hunt or whatever, but like, you just spread this nuisance animal to the other side of the country now too. Come on, guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a smart guy. I don't understand what he thought was going to happen there, but I can't talk bad about the guy. I won't talk too bad about him, mainly because, I mean, he's done more for wildfire and wildlife conservation and hunters. I mean, he set up Hunters for the Hungry. So, you know, I can't talk bad about the guy. I've met him once. He's super nice in person. But yeah, I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, and don't bring an invasive species like across the.
That was
throw like crazy like Canadian snow pigs and stuff like that. It was like big woolly tusks and crazy.
That's what Amber picked.
But yeah, man, you'd be surprised. Like you said, Benny wants to go shoot a pig.
Oh,
So,
I'd be
You come
so
down
down.
here.
Yeah, you can come on down, man. We'll take care of you.
So down.
Yeah.
Oh, look at there, Benny. I guess
Yeah.
the hunting quest's gonna have to pay you to go down there and shoot pig.
So
Put
the
it
only
on the
time to
card.
really do it is when I got enough people that come up to me and they're like, "Hey, we want to do it." So I'll be like, "Okay, this weekend, this time, this place."
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not
you
really
got it
something
set.
but we can do it. We can make it happen.
Yeah,
That's
y'all
awesome.
are set though, right? I mean, y'all got your spots. You know where they're gonna be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
We got one field that we know where they're going to be in that field at 4 p.m. every night.
Ooh.
Benny.
See, that just sounds like, and that's the cool thing to me. I watch a guy. I don't know if you guys have seen him, the Ranch Fairy on YouTube. He does a lot of work with arrow flight and trajectory and stuff like that. And he uses feral hogs to test how arrows perform. And I just find it interesting. Like that's a legitimate source that you can use to find, better ways to deer hunt. You can perfect your arrow flight and that kinetic energy through testing it on pigs. Like, you want to get rid of them, let's experiment with them.
Yeah.
And same way with the, shit. I'd love to come down with my 308 and sit at 200 yards and just start, ripping into them. I think it'd be a blast.
So my father-in-law, he tries to figure out, like, he was a guard. He was in the guards, so he tries to practice his long shooting on pigs from his front porch.
Yeah,
and like
that's
he posted
awesome.
a picture on Facebook not too long ago. He had hit a pig at 768 yards.
Oh my god,
that's a bad dude. Don't ever piss him off.
That's badass.
So I married his daughter, so
Don't piss him off.
Yeah, you'll never be safe anywhere.
You can run, you will die tired. He's probably one of those that are probably. Let me take him out let me take his leg out first.
Yeah, let me shoot out his kneecap.
That's exactly what it is. He sent me a picture on an app one day when we were pig hunting. He said, "Okay, look, man," he said, "you need to be up and to the left. Here's the wind. Here's how many clicks you need to be out." And
God almighty.
That just sounds like a good time
for
to
the
me.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds
I'll
like
tell
a
you
good
what,
time.
though.
Some night vision goggles. Give me an AR 308. Shoo, boy, I'd have some fun.
Well, I tell you that if y'all put together a weekend hunt, let me know. I'll send Benny down there and let him get a hog. He's trying to save up that leave right now because he's got Canada and all that other jazz.
How many days of leave you got?
Shoo, I think I'm sitting at like 20 right now. I'm about to drop 14 to go to Canada. I'm trying to do a pretty I don't know what's the word for it. Pretty bold choice on a turkey hunt next year. I'm gonna try to get a couple of them next year knocked off. We're working with a company doing some brand ambassador stuff for a shotgun brand. I'd like to try to take one of those out and knock a couple of those turkey off the list. So looking at some Easterns and Osceolas, and I don't know if I'll be able to do the slam in 1 year, but I'd like to take a weekend or two and take a week off and try as hard as I can.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
Ooh, that's a good golly.
All of it's getting dumped between November and February 1st.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't tell my family I said that.
So yeah, if y'all put one together, let me know. I'll fly Benny down there. It's got to be on the weekend so it didn't burn leave. But
Let's do a 4-day. Let's do a 4-day.
All right, I can work with that.
All right.
Come down on that Friday and leave on that Monday.
I could do that.
Hey, you can fly Space A.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could.
No thanks.
Right to Dias, dude. Right to Dias. I'll pick you up.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
You see me roll up in a Kubota, dude, side by side and get on.
That's not bad, Benny. I mean, I'm willing to pay for the ticket because I got a ton of miles, but Space A ain't bad, man.
Yeah, it's okay.
No.
I'm good. They tried to send one of the guys from our office on a trip this week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're going here for a week and blah blah blah. You're leaving tomorrow." And he's like, "Oh okay, cool. Hell yeah, let's do it." And he's like, by the way, you're flying Space A. And he's like, nope.
No.
I'm not going. 17-hour flight on a C-130? No, I'm not doing it.
Hey, we're the only C-130 base in Texas. You're all right.
Oh.
You're stuck like Chuck now, brother.
We're the only bomber and cargo base in all of the Air Force.
I say you're the only base big enough in Texas to do it.
Yeah. Except for San Antonio, but
Well, yeah.
They don't count.
I ain't going back to San Antonio.
I did enough time there.
Yeah, I'm good. My 8 weeks was good enough. Unless I go back as an MTI, I never want to be back there.
So I'll tell you, all right, from a Navy aspect, I was a young E4, and I didn't know a whole lot. I still don't, but I know more than I did then. And somebody talked about this Space A thing. And so me and my buddy decided that it was a great idea to fly Space A to Hawaii.
Yes. Hey, I will tell you, our Space A trips, like weekly, are to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, God.
I say we fly Space A, we take all of our stuff, we go hunt Stuttgart, and we come back.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like that idea.
That's not a
I
bad
do.
idea.
Yeah.
I'd put up with Space A to go on an Arkansas duck hunt.
Yeah.
I'll call my buddy up, be like, hey, Joe, come pick us up. We'll go. And then
How long was your Hawaii flight? Like 3 days?
Yeah.
hey, if the plane didn't break, you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say as long as it's still leaking that hydraulic fluid, you're good to go.
So the problem was we left Norfolk, right?
Oh, from Norfolk.
Yeah, from Norfolk. Which, I mean, they got a big Space A terminal there, right? And so we leave from there to Dover, Delaware. And keep in mind, I mean, the internet was a thing, but it wasn't like really good. You had to go to the exchange and buy the Space A book, right? And so here I am with our book, and I'm like, all right, it says it leaves here at this time. And so we're sitting at the terminal, and sure enough, y'all are here. Yep. Space A, yep. We're like the only people there. All right. So we go to Dover. From Dover, we went to Minot, North Dakota.
Oh, that's a fucking mistake.
Yeah. We hit Minot, and then we landed at a commercial airspace at SeaTac in Seattle. And then from Seattle, we went to Hawaii, which wasn't a bad flight. I mean, it wasn't the whole thing. I don't remember how long it was. It was long, but it wasn't that bad. But the whole way back, so we're supposed to be there for like a week. And so we're on our way back, and the flight from Hawaii didn't take off. Mechanical problems. And I'm like, all right, when's the next one? A couple of days.
Mechanical problems, dude, because I wanted to stay.
Yeah. When's the next one? Well, you can go to Guam and then fly out from Guam. And I'm like, I ain't going any further.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I need to go that way. Yeah.
So being a crew chief, we went to Guam for 56 days, and I wanted to stay another week, so I purposely broke my jet. We're not going back yet.
Eventually, I made it to Guam, not on this flight, but, Guam's cool. But
you get off, and they're like, half a day.
Yeah, half a day. And but the snakes, I'm not a big snake guy, and they got those brown snakes everywhere. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it took us 3 days to get back from Hawaii to Norfolk. And we had to call our command master chief and explain what 2 dumbass E4s were doing in Hawaii and why we thought this was a good idea. It was not. and we explained the errors of our ways. And I mean, after a significant ass chewing, and at that time we had Chiefs board that we had to go in front of, and it wasn't terrible, but yeah, it
Didn't feel
learned a
good.
lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a good time though. Realized Hawaii was way more expensive than an E4 could afford. So
Yeah.
but it was cool. It was a good time. Air Force got us there, got us back.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah, not gonna complain. Anyway, so enough talking about that. We got to get back to hunting and fishing. So, pig hunting. You do pig hunting. You do ducks, geese, crane, dove. All right. And now we talked a little bit. Y'all are kind of full.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's a good problem to have.
We have started to have to double book.
All right.
So we have to split groups now.
Yeah.
And
Like
now
I'll take a group, and Ben will take a group. Instead of working together with a group or whatever, like we'll split up, and he'll take some people in Abilene, I'll take some people out by us. So that's a great problem to have.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to that. I was hoping that would happen.
Hell yeah.
Shoot them all.
we have one A group and one B group.
Yeah.
And then two A group and then two B group.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So on your hunts, are they half day hunts? They full day hunts? Half day?
Half
Yeah.
days.
Till 11.
Cool.
Normally it should be done by then anyway. Like I would be willing to work with a client if you paid for it and you wanted a half day hunt, you only got 2 birds and you want to go back out and get that third one. I can work with you on it, but you really want it in the morning. You know, they do move around in the evening too and stuff like that. But really, like I would rather be out there. You're going to have a better chance of success in the morning. So
Sure.
try to keep it early and yeah.
When people book with y'all, they come out, where do they fly into?
So Abilene most of the time. So you'll have to fly to DFW and then catch a connector to Abilene.
Okay.
I know for sure we got a guy coming from New Jersey, and he's flying to Fort Worth and then driving from Fort Worth to us. So that's 2.5 hours.
Woo.
But
That's not terrible.
No, that's not.
no, he
not
wanted
bad.
to go to Lubbock originally, and then he asked me, he's like, well, how far is Lubbock from y'all? And I was like, from DFW, it's 6 hours.
Yeah. So we can work with people if they want to fly into Abilene. It's going to cost them a little bit more to just, no matter what, you're going to go through DFW. So you'll fly into DFW, and then it's the same amount of time to fly from DFW to Abilene as it would be to just drive from, just get a car or a truck or something like that. So, but if you want to fly to Abilene, we can meet you. If not, bring a truck or a car or something like that to DFW, and we're about 2.5 hours west. Come on out. We have lodging. It's a small, kind of primitive. Is that the right word? Primitive?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very good. Rustic. It was built. It was built in the shabby chic, as you say. So it was built in the 30s, and it's like a concrete floor bunkhouse with a wood burning stove. You know, it's duck camp or crane camp or whatever. You know, it's comfortable. I appreciate it. It's got its own ambiance, you know. So we have that, or you can get a hotel. There's some hotels in our area as well as in Abilene. Meet us when we say, but normally 30 minutes before sunrise, we'll shoot the birds.
That's not a bad setup right there.
That's
Yeah,
badass. I love it.
Yeah, and we'll be shooting cranes in my backyard. Like where our lodge is, I mean, less than 100 yards away is the field we'll be shooting cranes in. So it's like you just roll out, just wear camo pajamas, you know? Roll out, get in the truck, we'll bring you over there, shoot them all up, and we'll come back to breakfast.
Dude, that ain't bad.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's badass.
Breast them out right there, throw them on a grill.
Could, yeah. I normally, it's just my personal thing. What I like to hang birds. Some people do, some people don't. We have a walk-in cooler that I'm very fortunate to have access to. So I normally take them and at least hang them for until the client leaves that day.
Yeah.
But normally I'll hang them overnight. night. I think it makes the meat better.
100%.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed too, I've shot a lot of birds. So, the thing that I think it's like deer. If you shoot a deer and you drop them right there, that deer tastes way different than a deer that you dropped or that you shot and he ran.
I agree.
And I think ducks are the same way. Well, I know geese are 100%. If you shoot a goose and that thing drops right there, tastes way different. A goose that shot, flew, walked, whatever.
Yeah.
I agree. Some stress, some adrenaline, something like that that goes into it. Yeah. And a lot of people say that you don't have to brine cranes, and I don't think you do, but I brine everything.
Yeah.
I hang it for a day, and then before I eat it, I'll brine it just to get, if there's any pellets in it or whatever, get the bloodshot out of it, whatever. But you slap it on the grill, medium rare, you're eating good.
Yeah, for sure.
I said that's one question I had with y'all shooting cranes. What's your go-to, gauge, shell, choke? What's your go-to for hunting the cranes?
All right. So, okay, I got to kind of plug one of our sponsors right now.
Fair enough.
So, this year we actually signed a contract to work with BioAmmo.
They're very excited about that. I used BioAmmo last year, and I love them, so I'm really excited to use them this year.
I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, they're actually, this year they have created a 3-inch BB. And we should be getting a few cases pretty soon. And normally I'm shooting BB or ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And you could shoot cranes with lead, but we always use steel because you could get geese or ducks in there, something like that too. And, and I use 2s. I've got some BBs. I bought 1 box of BBs. Didn't really have that much luck on that. I had to switch back to 2s, and I'm good with it. But I see people shooting 4s, I was really surprised. I was like, there's no way you're going to knock that bird down. And I'll be damned. He was knocking birds down with 4s. So.
I'd like to reach out there and touch them.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And I like the Carlson long range. 3-meter. Yeah. It's got a tighter pattern. I've kind of, the furthest away I've seen a crane get shot was 60 yards. And I feel like
that's a
with the
regional poke.
And number 2s or whatever, it'll do it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm a fan of shooting 2s. I don't go anything smaller or bigger than that.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the choke. You get into shooting BBs or some of the chokes don't always handle it. Things like that. So it's choking it down. Even with a larger choke, you're still the diameter of that pellet, you're still choking it through the choke.
Yeah. Yep.
So you get a little bit more clearance with the 2s going out. Yeah. I think so. I could be talking out my head, but that's what I heard on podcast.
So Benny brought something up to me, and he swears up and down that I'm a 3.5 inch shell. Right? I shoot them religiously. Doesn't matter. So I'm sitting there and I'm on this, shooting this 3.5s, and Benny's like, a 3-inch pattern's better than a 3.5. And I'm like, no way. I'm not believing it. I make my own tungsten turkey shells, 3.5s, right? So I went and I shot a 3-inch tungsten that I loaded and a 3.5-inch tungsten that I loaded. And this is for turkey shot. Now, that 3 pattern better than the 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got a new gun that shoots 3.5s, and I was really, really excited about it. And you just burst my body. I just stick with my 3s now.
Hey, I'm the same way. I was so dead set on shooting 3.5s, and again, one of our buddies, Travis, he said, "Hey, 3-inch pattern's better." I was like, "What? No shot. There's no way. It doesn't."
Yeah.
Looking at everything online, it's all the marketing. Oh, you need 3.5s at 1,500 feet per second in this shot, and that blah 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 blah. Like, There's no way a 3-inch pattern's better than that. This last season, I bought a case of the heavy 18 or heavy 12, whatever it is, and I got 3-inch 6-shot. So it's 6-shot TSS. Dude, that stuff is nasty.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but goddamn, it does damage.
Yeah.
I was
mean,
worried,
if it kills them,
growing up in
doesn't
Missouri.
it kind of pay off?
Oh yeah, growing up in Missouri, it's always
shooting too many threes.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, that's the other thing too. It doesn't recoil as hard.
If you don't have to make a cleanup shot, then it's almost
absolutely.
There you go.
And
that's the big thing. I growing up in Missouri, I always shot 3.5-inch BBs at geese, and man, I got those 3-inch number 6 TSS, and that first goose that came in, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is enough for that goose. Dude, I pulled that trigger and folded it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's like that. All right, cool.
So why I said that though is I patterned that with tungsten with a turkey choke and 4 turkey shot. So I am interested to test this same theory out for ducks, and and I haven't done that yet. So I'm not giving Benny his full credit, but I am going to give him some credit because he deserves a little bit there.
I just like hearing what different people are shooting, and it's interesting. There's a lot of similarities, but there's sometimes you get a huge outlier, and I'm shooting a modified. Obviously guys in Arkansas that are hunting timber are going to be shooting a more open choke, a little bit smaller size shot, versus the big field guys or big water guys. I just like hearing the difference of what people are doing and what they find success in.
Yeah, teal season I'll use 4s.
Yep.
But once it's big duck season, I'm 2s all day.
Yeah.
I'm excited about BioM. We're coming out with 3-inch. I was shooting a 2 3/4, which is it was successful on small holes. It was only like 1330 feet per second or something like that, and it wasn't enough to cycle a semi-auto. You had to use a pump, but it was great. I really I liked using it. It's on my family property, so I like this. The wads are biodegradable and stuff like that. So, so I'm excited about using the 3-inch. That's the thing that I'm most excited about using this year is the 3-inch bio ammo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that ought to be cool, man. That ought to be really cool.
I say we'll have to get you back on. How late does y'all season run in Texas?
It's pretty cool. We're right on the line of the different zones.
Mm-hmm.
So Ben lives in our mallard management unit, and that starts on Halloween, October 31st, and goes till January 31st. Is that right? Yeah. And then for me, it's I think Veterans Week is November 7th or something like that. So it's essentially for us, it's a 3-month season, which is rad.
90 days.
Yeah, 90 days for us.
That's awesome. Yeah. I say I'd
'Cause
love to get you guys on at the end of the season.
One's on break, the other one's going. So we're going to be able to hunt every day.
That's badass. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I say I'd love to get you guys on, end of the season and hear about how that bio ammo performed. And it's cool shit. It's cool.
I'm dying.
I want to talk about.
I say that's every that's the same way I am, man.
Dude,
Come mid-January, I'm so over it. I don't want to do it anymore, and we're still getting up at 4 a.m. and going to set out decoys. It sucks.
Think about our sandhill decoys. Think about how many we got to put out.
That's another. Okay, so there's another question I had for you. What do you use as sandhill decoys? Because I've seen some guys use, the plastic, traditional decoys, and some guys use the stuffers. It's a big thing in Texas. Do you guys use stuffers, or do you
we
even know
Silos.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, silhouettes.
Silhouettes? Okay, cool.
Another one of our plugs. Okay. So,
Big Al's, made in USA.
Yeah, Big Al actually gave him a call, and really nice guy, and he said, "Yeah, how many do you want?" I said, "Well, let's start with 6 dozen." And then last week I ordered another 3 dozen.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then he was like, "Yeah, I'll get you another 3 dozen after that." And then He's like, oh, do you want dry field birds? Because I got you dry field birds. You want pigeons? I got you pigeons. Dude,
Yeah,
it
hell
looked
yeah.
like Christmas time at my front door. Wow, so many big owls.
That's a good problem to have.
You
Hell
couldn't even
yeah.
see out of my ring camera because it's so high.
Your UPS or FedEx guy hates you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, them silhouettes are all packed in there. Those are some heavy boxes.
Yes,
Oh hell yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, we're running silhouettes this year. We'll probably get a few full bodies. I know that, like, the region that we're in right now, like the Abilene, this is kind of considered the big country of Texas. But out west of us in West Texas, Lubbock, those kind of areas, I know a lot of those guys are spending a lot of money on all full bodies, all stuffers, like, you know, crazy like that.
Soft.
Yeah, but they're also bringing out like 30 people a day. You know, so they've got, I don't know, their spreads are insane. We're bringing out groups of like 4 to 6.
Yeah.
So we'll run
Cool.
4 dozen silhouettes or whatever, maybe like a couple full bodies to fill it out. So
Yeah.
the way we're doing it is a little bit, nothing against how they're doing it. They're just doing it on a way bigger scale. We're just trying to make it a little more personal or something. You know?
Yeah.
I like it.
So we all BS and we all talk to each other. What I feel like that's just a big industry, like an operation. Just get them in, get them out, get them in. Like,
I just don't want to have to scream down the blind.
totally,
Yeah.
And also with us splitting it, like we were talking about, we wouldn't be able to do that if we had 30 people out there. We would have to have multiple guides watching everybody. So, we're just small little guys, you know.
That's awesome.
That's the way it should be. That's the
I
best
like it.
part of the waterfowl hunting is the
Yeah.
you know the camaraderie in the blind and giving each other shit and you know
Yeah,
that's
I
the way I
totally
grew
agree.
up doing it and you know you get crap from the old guy sitting in the corner and you know that's the way duck hunting is. That's what it is. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I agree. I'm totally with you.
So I meant to ask, how did y'all two meet?
Okay, it was kind of by happen chance, dude.
Yeah,
So, this is gonna sound odd. It's
Oh God.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
I should have asked.
oh no, not odd, weird, just odd.
Yeah.
West Texas odd.
It's
dude.
West Texas odd. Okay. So, I go to my wife's sister's house, and we're all hanging out. It's like,
At the beer joint.
yeah, no, not even at the beer joint yet. I hadn't even made it to the beer joint yet, and we were kind of just hanging out, shooting the shit, and her sister's like, "Hey, I want to go to the beer joint," which is like it's the county line.
Yeah,
It's a bar on the line
of a dry county. Yeah,
of it. Yeah.
Oh, great.
it's
So-
it's hillbilly stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm good with that.
So we go over there with her, and he's over there wearing a Drake hoodie or something like that.
Yeah. I'll go with Drake.
Yeah.
I have a beef with Bandit. I hate Bandit. Everything they have leaks and it sucks. Yeah, but I was wearing a Bandit hoodie, so I didn't want to say a Bandit hoodie.
Yeah. So Drake. We'll go with Drake.
Yeah, I
So
wear Drake now.
well, no, we don't
Yeah,
wear Drake now. We wear hoop camo now.
Who camo?
Look those guys up. Hoop camo.
Who?
Really?
Texas dude.
Yeah, they created a whole camo off of owl, like owl patterns.
Okay.
Cool.
Give it a shot.
So,
Hell yeah.
but we were there. He was wearing a hoodie, and I was like, "Let me guess, you shoot ducks." And he was like, "Yeah, I do." And him and I, we just sat and talked.
That's all it took. You know, you're hanging out. And it was right before TLC. It was like Dove opening weekend or something like that.
It
And I
was
just,
Dove opening
I'm like,
weekend.
ooh, anybody want to talk about ducks with me, please? He was out there, and we started talking, and I was like, oh. And you know, like a lot of times you meet another duck hunter, it's almost like a competition.
It's like a pissing match.
Yeah, like a pissing match or
Yeah.
something like that. But it wasn't like that with us because
cool.
it wasn't even duck season. We were both just so excited to be shooting ducks.
It's coming.
It's coming, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
are you excited for teal season? Me too. I'm so excited. Hanging out, BSing and stuff. So we ended up kind of losing contact.
We got busy throughout the season.
For most of the season. He was guiding. This is my first year guiding. I'll be working with Ben, with Shindeep. He already had Shindeep going. And he had a couple guys that were PCSing, leaving and stuff like that. And it was just like, hey, you want to come guide with us and work together? And we haven't actually even hunted together yet, right? Which is kind of like, it's kind of stupid, but
No.
So then what gets weird, right? What gets weird is his closest neighbor is actually my wife's sister.
Oh, wow.
yeah. There's 200 people in the town, so
Right.
it's
Yeah.
not many people, you know.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we're neighbors with his family, and yeah, we just ready to do it. So
That's cool.
we're in an area about an hour away from where he is, but his wife's family has like a lot of connections around that area too.
They got so many connections from here to there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, last question I got for you is, what's your go-to call?
Oh man, duck or sandhill crane call?
Yeah.
Both.
Let's say one of each. Your choice. Dealer's choice.
We'll start with duck. My go-to duck call is I have an RM call pothole. I actually won it in a waffle raffle, right?
Yep.
I love that thing.
Hard to
Go-to
beat.
call. Another plug for another company that we work with. Riceland Custom Calls actually came out with crane calls this year.
Yep.
And Bill was actually listening to one of our podcasts that we did with the Flyway Connections. And Bill, I called him up and Bill said, I was waiting for a phone call from you. And Bill was like, yeah, you'll get the first run of crane calls that I create.
Dude, that's cool.
That's bad.
And we get to be his test dummies.
Very excited about it. Good.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy how like the small world of waterfowl community, because I won that RM call, and the guy that I actually won it from was the guy that does the Flyway Connection podcast.
That's cool.
And he was like, I was waiting to get a hold of you. And he's like, what's that call doing?
That's cool. That's really cool.
My go-to, when I think go-to, it's like, which one do you use the most? And really, I think I use the 6-in-1 whistle. Really.
Yeah.
Love
Right.
it.
That's
Yes.
the one not to throw a curveball or anything, but
No,
I really
that's a
think
good one.
that's the one I use the most.
that is my second.
Yeah.
That's my second.
I got to get a new one because it sits like where I shoulder my shotgun, and I must have shot at the thing like broke it, splintered into pieces. So yeah, I've got that. I've also got a custom Gonzales Creek game call. It's not even really a company. It's just my buddy that lives in Breckenridge, Kyle Fambro, and he made me an awesome duck call, and that's the one I like to scream on. And I've used the Haydell's crane call. I like that. All right. I've also got a Pacific call crane call that I like a lot. But really, if you just want to go out and try it, other people might really hate me for saying this. They might say I'm screwing stuff up. But if you just want to try it, any goose call.
A spec call.
Yeah,
It works
a
great.
goose
It
call.
works great.
When I first went out crane calling, I had a Canadian goose call, and I was just like, I'm gonna try it, and I turned them. The guys I was with were like, "What did you just do?" I called them, shoot them, man. Like,
Shoot him now.
yeah, shoot them. So, it was like a rich and tone quackhead, like the $20 Canada goose call, and that's what I used. That's what I started with.
It's all the roll with a tongue.
Yeah, it's in the front of your mouth, like that, and
Yeah.
you smash them. They respond to calls really well.
That's awesome.
Dude, this has been a hell of a good time, and I don't know if Benny's got any more questions, but that's all the ones I've got.
I say my last question here before we wrap everything up. We've kind of been asking it with each one.
Yeah.
Other than the crane, what's your favorite bird to shoot?
Ooh, that's a good one, dude.
Not necessarily shoot. What's your favorite one to work? What's your favorite one to watch work into that decoy spread?
A greenhead.
Greenhead, fair.
It's like Greenhead, right? Like that's the given one. Like, I mean, not saying like let's take an easy way out, but it's like, yeah, that's the one, you know. Other than that, like I love widgeons.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes.
But like I love the way they sound. I love their whistle. I love the way they fly. I love widgeons, and
Let's
I love
go.
the way they taste.
I'm
Chicken fried widgeon breast.
Team
I
Shindeep
don't know
all
why
day.
people call it widgeon the trap, but I love it. Widgeon are great.
I would say though my second is a teal.
Teal are fun because they're fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like little fighters.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think that's good.
there's something, dude, of just hitting that feeder chuckle, and you got a mallard flying away
Yeah.
from you when you hit that
Yeah.
feeder, and just and they come back on you. That's why I do what I do.
Yep.
I like to do it. I like to do it just to be like, I'm not even going to shoot them. I just want to work them.
Love it.
I haven't shot enough geese. I think if I ever get on specs, I think everything will change. I think I might sell everything. Go try to shoot specs all the time. That's what I hear. That's what people tell me. I think it'd be really fun. But
I shot them. They sound like aliens, though,
yeah,
man.
when I hear people blow the call, they sound like aliens. But straight up, if you shoot a crane, nothing will ever be the same again. It'll ruin you. To see a big bird with a 6-foot wingspan cup up, and they're like copper shiny. They have all these crazy colors on them, and they're just like cupped up. It's almost like shooting them in self-defense. You know,
They look angry.
It's a bunch of them. You're like, wow. Like it's action. You know,
they look angry, man. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the best way I've ever heard anybody explain it. It's self-defense.
Yeah, they're coming at you.
Imagine pterodactyls flying at you.
Yeah, they're coming down and screaming at you.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
man, it's crazy. I love it.
Right on.
All right, fellas. Well, again, I appreciate y'all being on here. I appreciate you reaching out and having you on. Sorry for being a little late.
Oh, you're good.
That's
Thank
my
you very
bad.
much.
But
We were running late. Y'all were running late.
Yeah, it's all right though. It's a good conversation I think that we've had. So, but we definitely want to try to get you rebooked on here so that we get you in the middle and the late part of the season too. So we catch you, middle of the season when everything's great.
Fired up.
Season when you're like,
Inside the blind.
Yeah, let's do one from in the blind.
Hell yeah.
I think we could definitely do something like that. I want to do that so bad.
We'll take
Let's
the
do
iPad
that.
out there.
Yeah, we'll be in the blind for cranes. Y'all be in the blind for ducks, and there'll be all sorts of crazy sounds going on.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that's
How
going
you
to be
doing?
working. And everybody's got to be quiet.
Hey, we got birds working on our side. Y'all be quiet.
But, no, fellas, I appreciate y'all more than you know. This is good conversation. I'm glad I get to know you, and thanks again. I'll turn it over to Benny, man.
I say I'm not gonna beat the dead horse. Y'all stay in touch. Good luck this season, and hope to hear from you again soon.
Oh, how do they find you? Social media.
Okay. Since I run all the social media, Facebook's the Shindeep Outfitters. Instagram is Shindeep Outfitters with an underscore in between Shindeep and Outfitters.
All right.
Website www.shindeepoutfitters.com. And I'll throw my phone number out there if anybody wants to just give me a shout. Number. We are one of the cheapest crane outfitters in Texas. $250 a gun. Yeah.
Oh, it makes no
Everybody's
kind
like
of money.
$350 to $400.
Yeah.
My phone number is 510-305-7055.
Right on.
Cool.
Yep.
Benny
So
will
give
put
me a
all
shout.
that down in the bottom.
Yeah, so I'll
Yeah.
get that all down in the description for you.
Yep. Try to make your plans to come out in November or December if y'all are interested in shooting cranes. It goes through January, but if you want the flight, you want to get them when the getting's good, come out in November or December.
Hell yeah.
January's slow, but
Yeah, we'll still get them, but you got a better chance for success in November or December.
That ain't a bad deal.
Hell yeah. Right
What
on,
we
boys.
should do is when y'all shoot them in Canada, let's have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Give 'em
down for
directions to
that.
my house.
Quick, give
Good
them a
with
little
that.
note, man. Send them my way.
I'm good with that. We, provided my passport comes in.
I say, Mikey
I'm
gets his
good with that.
passport, and we'll send you the leftovers, boys.
Yeah, I'll take them. I'll take them.
Hey, they gotta make it. They only gotta make it through 6 states.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, those are good odds.
6 states. Right
Yeah.
to my house.
Come on down.
Right on,
All right,
fellas.
folks.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Yeah,
y'all
Benny,
again.
take us
We'll
home, my
holler at you
friend.
soon. All righty. We'll see y'all next week.
You've been listening to The Hunting Quest. No matter how crazy, high-tech, or lazy the rest of the country gets, we will always be hunting and fishing. If that's you, you've found your new family. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. Reach out to us by email at info@thehuntingquest.com. And check us out on Instagram and YouTube at The Hunting Quest. See you next time.